What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Clams. I'm Will, here on the south shore of Long Island, and we are going blue crabbing. I brought out all the stops today. It's a little bit late in the season. Everyone says they've been having a tough time. So what better time to come try to crab than when everyone says that it's terrible. We got a big trap here, little trap, got a net. And as far as bait, I got chicken. I got some stuff that got freezer burned in my freezer. A little bit, I know this is gonna break some of your hearts, but a little bit of salmon from Alaska. But yeah, it just wasn't sealed right and it got a little freezer burn. So let's try to turn it into something else, right? So we're gonna put a whole smorgasbord in here. So we got chicken thighs. I have that kind of crummy salmon. And then this is some flounder that also has just been in the freezer for a while. Pretty freezer burned. And now the other thing, because I've seen it here, people pull people's traps and grab a couple of crabs out of there for themselves. We're gonna zip tie our trap shut here. I know it seems excessive, but you know, if I run to go get lunch or something, and there we go. And this one I'm probably gonna let sit the entirety of the tide and see what we come up with. Might check it in about 3 hours or so just to see if we came up with anything and move it if not, but I'd like to keep that one in the water the longest without disturbing it. This thing's been getting torn up. I got my $6 worth out of it for sure, but today might be the last day. We'll see. We'll check these in about 20 minutes or so and see if we come up with anything. So the last time that I was here crabbing, there was another guy crabbing beside me. I wasn't filming that day, I was just catching crabs for myself, but I was using chicken and I was catching a couple, nothing really to write home about, but he was catching right and left, and I mean catching. And I finally came over because we were using the same traps. I said, what are you using as bait? And he had a small rod and there were bluefish snappers in the water. So he was catching the snappers, cutting them, throwing them in the traps. And the difference was astronomical, what he was bringing in compared to what I was bringing in. So that's why today we threw the flounder and the salmon in there. I do have a small rod. We might try to catch some snappers if they're here and see if that changes our luck. All right, we got our first. That is definitely small. Just to show you how small, they got to be 4.5. This one is under 4.5. So here you go, and we'll pick up all this bait. Get these guys back in the water. I think we got our first keeper. Fast little buggers. Alright, so it is a male. Let's see. Alright, this guy is over 4.5. For right now, we're gonna keep him. And then if we start getting into better ones, obviously we'll put this guy back. Pull this one, we got a hanger on. Oh. I don't think he's big enough. Let's see. I doubt it. All right. Yeah, I doubt it. I had the camera in one hand and trying to handle that guy in the other, but he's just under 5 inches, so he's coming home. So we got 2 in there. And I'm holding on to some of the bait, some of the silver sides, because if we get desperate, we'll put a couple of those in the trap. So I moved the big trap over, because down there, just checked on it, there's nothing. Moved it down here, it's been about 2 hours. Hey, now we're talking. Comes the hard part. Where's my tongs? Alright, oh yeah, that's probably the nicest one of the day. All right. Go. Double check this guy. Yep. And last but not least, and yes. All right, we're getting there. Oh, looks like another keeper. Come on. I gotta get better tongs. These are terrible. There we go, 5 inches. What's that? A couple. Not Not really big ones, but a couple. Yeah. We will keep at it another 30 minutes. I'll do a couple more pulls, and then we'll pull that big trap. It's only it's like 2 o'clock now, so we got another 4 hours. So I think we can hit a dozen. Also, so this whole time I've been fishing a bit with some pretty light tackle. These guys have been demolishing. I have soft plastic here. Taking the tails off my soft plastic, but finally got one of these guys, so he's getting cut in half and thrown into the trap. But these are little bluefish snappers. They're in right now. You've seen on the channel, I've cooked them before. I love these things, but today we're after crabs. We got another one here. Phew. These little guys will work better than chicken. They're super bloody, super oily, and they're what's in the water that the crabs are looking to eat anyway. So you're allowed 3 to keep. I am using them as bait, so we're at number 2. I'll take one more and I will follow the rules. Well, the bluefish snappers just turned on. I've been trying to catch them for a while, but here we go. And that's my number 3. But all right, we're gonna dispatch these guys, cut them up, and bait our traps with them. Let's see, I think we got another just keeper. Oh. Gotta get better about doing this with one hand. Oh, we're gonna lose him. Ah. Okay. Not a keeper. So back you go. But that was pretty quick. The bluefish, man, they absolutely love that bluefish. So we're gonna pull the other trap in a second, but let me get this one resituated. Bluefish for the win, man. It works. Let's see. We got a keeper or not here. Oh no. There you go. Yeah, that looks, seems like 5 inches is the going size today. So let's see what we got. Five inches. This mark right here is 5 inches. So from point to point, exactly 5 inches. Well, I pulled up the trap. Look at what we got there. A blowfish. So here's our blowfish. They're a cool fish. You do not want to mess with that mouth though. So one of the most surreal things just happened. A seagull just picked this crab out of the water, dropped him, and the crab started running away. I grabbed him. He's just shy of a keeper. I was dying. I was like, oh my gosh, the seagull just gave me an assist. But I've never seen anything like that. Oh, you got snappers. Can you reaffirm that this seagull just pulled this out of the water?
The seagull just pulled that out of the water. And he ate, my grandson caught a snapper and he grabbed it off the hook just as we landed.
These seagulls are savages. But there you go, snappers, crabs. This guy's going back. But that was too funny. I was like, please let it be a keeper. That would be too funny. There we go. Oh, he is holding on. Come on. All right, am I here? Yeah. 5 inches. No legs. He's growing them back. Look at that. Oh, that's crazy. No legs. Alright, just pulled the big ring trap down there. So we got one more. This one's just legal, but I'm going for a dozen, man. We're almost there. So I got about a half hour till the parking lot shuts down and they kick everybody out. Fished the entire tide. I got 9 crab in there. I'm gonna let the last 2 pots and the one big one soak for those 30 minutes, and it's 6 o'clock. We'll round it up. If there's anything to show you, I'll show you. And if not, we will go home and cook some crab. I'm gonna make Jamaican jerk crab. Oh. Someone's excited about that. I'll either see you back here or in the kitchen. So we're gonna prep all of our veg. I have here some cabbage that I had already cut up and soaked in ice water, so it's nice and crisp. That's still good to go. Then I have here a white onion. And we're going to slice this. And we're gonna cook everything in one pan, all the veg, and then we're gonna add the crab. So basically, the steam from the veg is going to be what steams our crab. So I have a plantain that's right in between being sweet and starchy, carby. So your green one would be pretty, you know, without any sugar at all, very, very starchy. Brown one would be very, very sweet. So this is going to be right in the middle of the two. Easier to peel than a green one. That's for sure. And then the key ingredient is right here. Walker's Wood jerk seasoning. There's another one out there that looks like this bottle called Grace's. It is not the same. Walker's is the OG, and the mild definitely has some kick to it. The spicy is great, but they only had the mild, unfortunately. But this is a great product. The allspice is what's giving it that clove smell. Once you smell this, it's unmistakable as jerk seasoning. It's really, really great. Got this on a medium heat. A little bit of garlic salt. That'll help everything sweat. Now I don't want to cook this down too much because I want to utilize that steam for our crabs. And next, our plantains. Now we can add a little bit of cracked black pepper, our cabbage. Gonna need that cabbage to cook down just a little bit so we got room for our crabs. Okay, now gonna make a little spot in the center there. We're going to put a generous amount of our jerk seasoning. So I gave these guys a nice scrub so they're all clean. Now we're going to place them around. We're going to add a bit of water so that nothing on the bottom burns. Throw the lid on. I'm actually going to put a little bit of jerk seasoning on top. Now we're going to let that simmer and steam for at least 10 minutes. Well, we're losing the sun, but these are almost done. They got about 5 more minutes to go, and then we'll plate up. Hopefully I got just enough sunlight to show you guys. Okay, been 10 minutes. You're probably going to fog up when I pull this off, but hello. Oh yeah, these guys are done. Okay, let's plate up. So I have here just some brown rice and red beans. Cook that off with a little bit of chicken stock and added just a touch of butter. There you go. Our Jamaican jerk blue crab. Let's dig in. Already, I haven't even tasted the crab. That jerk seasoning is so good. Going in on one of the plantains here. I like those. Like I said, they're right in between. So it's almost like the consistency and the taste of a sweet potato. Good stuff. Alright, let's go in on a claw. I know I shouldn't do that, but I want to eat. I'll go get my cracker inside in a second, but for right now. So I wasn't totally sure if the crab would hold up against the jerk seasoning, and I'm going to be the first to tell you that it does. I did once before when I was down in Key West. I did the curry custard with the crab in it, and the crab held up against that, so I had a feeling that this would be okay as well. I know they weren't monsters, but there's 9 of them. It's a lot more picking, but there's 9 of them. I couldn't be happier. Well, alright guys, enough of my babbling. If you see anything on the channel, any seasoning, spices, anything like that, you don't know where to go get them, if you go into my description, I have an Amazon store that can show you where that stuff is. And that is about it for me. I'm gonna enjoy the dusk here and eat the rest of these crab. Thanks for coming along, guys. I'll see you on the next one.